All right, let's dive into a story today. A really powerful one. It's all about what it means to reclaim your self-worth. You know, it's about finding your peace when it feels like the world is constantly demanding a piece of you.
I mean, have you ever felt like that? It's just exhausting, right? That feeling of constantly changing your plans, maybe even your personality, just trying to fit in, only to feel totally invisible anyway. Well, if you're tired of that whole game, tired of trying to prove yourself to everyone else while you feel like you're just fading away, then yeah, this story is definitely for you.
So, in a busy city, we meet this guy named Leo. And to everyone who knew him, he was just dependable. You know the type, right? For his friends, he was basically a lifeline. The first person to answer the phone, the go-to for any favor, and in his mind, he truly believed that being available 24/7 was the secret to a meaningful life and building real connections.
But here's the thing, the real paradox. On the outside, Leo's this architect, building solutions for everyone else. But on the inside, his own life was like that garden with the broken fence. It was just falling apart. Even when he was surrounded by people, he'd go home at night and feel this deep, isolating emptiness.
And this really gets to the heart of his struggle. On one side, you have the person Leo pretended to be, dependable, always available. But then there's who he actually was, just quietly begging for a break, feeling this deep, crushing emptiness. The mask he wore for the world was all about strength, but underneath it all, he was just plain exhausted. And that disconnect, man, it was really taking its toll.
This just says it all, doesn't it? He was boiling his own peace to keep others warm. I mean, wow, what a way to put it. He was literally sacrificing his own inner calm, his own sanity, just to give a little bit of comfort to other people. It's like setting yourself on fire just to keep everyone else from feeling a chill.
So of course, there was a breaking point. It came one night after someone he thought was a good friend just completely took him for granted, and he'd had enough. He went to see his old teacher, a man named Mr. Harris, and he asked him this one heartbreaking question. Why does my kindness feel like it's breaking me? He just couldn't wrap his head around how something so good could be causing him so much pain. And his teacher, Mr. Harris, just nailed it with this simple but honestly profound piece of wisdom. He said, kindness without boundaries is self-destruction. See, it wasn't the kindness that was the problem, not at all. It was the lack of boundaries. His kindness was just unprotected, spilling all over the place with no direction.
And he gave him this amazing metaphor to think about. A river, right? A river brings life. It's nourishing. But take away its banks, the things that guide it. And what happens? That same life-giving water turns into a destructive flood. And that, right there, was the story of Leo's kindness. So Mr. Harris kind of broke it down for him. He said, Leo, you're chasing all these people because you're actually terrified of your own silence. And he introduced this concept he called the quiet room. It's this idea that being alone isn't the same as being lonely. It's not a punishment. It's actually an opportunity to find peace, to find yourself in that silence. And this was the real aha moment. The cure for feeling invisible isn't about getting more people to see you. The cure is you. Leo had been looking everywhere outside of himself for the solution. More friends, more likes, more approval, trying to fill this void inside. But the real work, the real healing, that had to start from within. Okay, so this wasn't just some vague philosophical chat. Mr. Harris gave Leo an actual practical game plan, a self-worth checklist, if you will. Number 1, the pause rule. Before you say yes, ask yourself, will this mess with my own peace? Number 2, the not today sentence. Practice saying not today and don't apologize for it. Number 3, water your own garden. Spend that first hour of the day on yourself. And number 4, a big one, accept the silence. Stop feeling like you have to explain your path to everyone. So Leo starts trying to put this stuff into practice. And at first, man, it was hard. That people-pleasing muscle is strong, you know? The very first time he said no to a neighbor who asked for a favor, he felt that immediate, creeping sense of guilt. It just felt wrong, selfish, super uncomfortable.
But then something else happened. Right on the heels of that guilt, he felt something he hadn't felt in a long, long time. A little flicker of pride. He took that time he'd saved and used it to fix something in his own apartment. And it felt good. He was finally watering his own garden.
And the results were, well, probably not what he expected. As he stopped chasing everyone, a funny thing happened. People actually started respecting him more, not less. He wasn't just a tool anymore, you know? He was a man who actually valued his own time. And you could see the change in him. He started laughing more, a real laugh, not a tired one. His face even looked fresher.
This quote just sums it up perfectly, doesn't it? When the storm sees you no longer run from it, it stops chasing you. That storm of other people's demands and expectations, it only had power because he was constantly running from it. He didn't have to fight back, he just had to stand still and stop playing the game.
So what's the big lesson here? The moral of Leo's story. It's that the cure for feeling invisible isn't getting more attention, it's having more self-respect. And kindness without boundaries, it's not noble, it's literally self-destructive. It really all comes down to one simple truth. The world is going to see you exactly the way you choose to show up for yourself.
And that brings us to the final question. This isn't really about Leo anymore, is it? It's about you. We all have that garden, our time, our energy, our peace of mind. And it's so precious. So I'll leave you with this to think about. How will you choose to water your own garden? What's just one small thing you can do, starting today?